All right, we're back again. Welcome to episode 2 of Booze, Tattoos, and
Heavy metal.
today we're going to talk about another death in the family, unfortunately, some new music, a couple of interesting articles we both read, and we'll have some closing thoughts and a new feature, our weekly Fuck You. So enjoy, guys.
All right, guys. First topic of the day. Seems like we always have a death in the family. It's got to be fucking once a week nowadays. But I felt like it all started off with Lemmy. Mm-hmm. But and last week was Chris Cornell, and this week none other than Gregg Allman from the Allman Brothers. He died at 69. He died in his home in Georgia of some liver cancer complications. Sorry. And you know what? Rest in peace, Gregg Allman, the original Midnight Rider, the fucking rambling man.
You know, you mentioned Midnight Rider. I don't think there is any more of an iconic shot in a movie than Midnight Rider playing in The Devil's Rejects, the Rob Zombie movie, when they're driving down that road at the end. That was perfect, and he'll definitely be missed. Yeah, for sure, man. So, quick question. I know we drank the Pyramid Apricot Ale that I provided last week, Joel.
Yes.
What are we drinking this week?
Oh, today. Check this out. How about this shit? Some fucking Tout Le Monde.
Oh, my favorite band, Megadeth. Some Dave Mustaine Ginger Tears. Okay.
There you go.
Thank you.
These are 750 milliliters of pure goodness.
Hopefully better than his music.
It's a nice looking bottle. It's big. It's brewed in Chambly, Quebec, Canada. Why it's brewed in Quebec, I have no idea, considering that they're an American band. But cheers, brother.
Sorry, I'm a rude bastard. I didn't wait.
Oh, it's okay. Episode 2. Oh, first thoughts?
It's not bad. Not an overwhelming taste for sure. It's actually quite light. I don't know. It looks like a craft beer, but it doesn't taste like a craft beer, which is kind of a good thing.
No, definitely not.
Refreshing on a hot day today. If you don't know, it's 30 Celsius here. I don't know what that would be in Fahrenheit for you American folks.
It's got to be close to 90.
Yeah, which is warm for our part of the country. So it's actually pretty refreshing. Not bad. Nice choice.
Yeah,
nice
it's pretty good.
So moving along here, I want to talk about a new song I heard recently. It's done by Fozzy. Now, a lot of you guys probably know Fozzy has WWE superstar Chris Jericho, lead singer for the band. Yes, I'm 38 years old and I'm still a huge WWE fan. I've been watching it since I'm a kid. I can't stop. Whatever, you know how it is. Don't laugh, people. Some people watch The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, so don't laugh at me. Anyhow, moving along. I've always found Fozzy's records kind of like, they're not bad, but they're still that band that has the wrestler guy as the lead singer, and I couldn't really take them seriously.
Yeah, what do you call that? They're a bit of a
gimmick band, maybe?
A gimmick band, that's right, yeah.
I don't know, like I know they're
move my brother head here.
The artists they've been from other bands and they're all established artists, but I guess whenever I listened to it, I heard Chris Jericho and his WWE persona, and this new song called Judas. If you haven't heard it yet, I definitely think you should check it out.
Let's listen to it for a couple seconds.
Sure. It's awesome. So
it sounds good. It's different from Jericho.
Yeah, he sounds like a rock singer now. He's I don't know. I just really enjoy it. I think it's going to be a really big hit for them. I think it's going to break them out of that gimmick band sort of shell that they're in. I heard they put on a great show. I don't know. They've been doing a lot of festivals right now. They're doing, just wrapped up their U.S. tour. Yeah, check them out, man. Check out this song. We really dig it. So
we were talking about gimmick bands last week with. Well, we weren't really talking about gimmick bands, but we touched on Butcher Babies last week.
Yeah, and Ghost.
And we never. I felt like we never got to close out on that, but we were talking about how they kind of kicked in the door and said, like, this is who we are by showing a gimmick. Like the girls had. I think they had tape on their nipples.
Yeah, black cross tape. Yeah.
And Heidi had the big black thing. I didn't think that looked cool. Mm-mm. The whole big black thing across her face.
No,
but,
me neither.
She's a gorgeous girl, and she should have just absolutely just let her face go.
I agree.
That crap. But,
I agree.
But you know what? They kicked in the door, and same with Fozzy. He used his celebrity status to get something going.
100%.
And it's not a bad thing.
No, I don't think so. And I mean, you can't hate the guy for being a pro wrestler. He followed a dream, did what he loves, made it famous, and now he's following his other dream. And I think it's great. I'm super happy for Chris Jericho. He is one of the hardest working wrestler guys out there.
Definitely,
doing both wrestling and music and touring. That's a tough gig, man. And props to him, and props to Fozzy for making a great song. So check it out if you haven't checked it out.
Absolutely. We're gonna do a classic review right now. So why don't we do that right now?
All right, and just to explain, we looked at the new releases this week. There was nothing that really appealed to either of us. I know Danzig put on a new record. I'm not a Danzig guy.
No.
Some of you will maybe, good for you guys, enjoy it. I hope it's a great record. But
I will
anyway.
tell a story about Danzig after, but let's do this.
Okay, so classic review today. We sort of just came up with this on a whim, but since they're in the midst of their giant sort of 3/4 reunion tour, we're going to review Guns N' Fucking Roses' Appetite for Destruction.
Sure, let's do it.
What are your thoughts, first thoughts?
My thoughts were, my thoughts back then were, it was the heaviest thing that I was allowed to listen to.
Yeah.
And I'm not even actually going to say I was allowed to listen to it, because my parents found out that I had it, and they did not like it one bit. And they made me. This is back in the day when you had the 2 taped cassettes,
Yep.
and you could just hit record and pause and
Gotcha,
whatever,
gotcha.
and you could transfer songs to another cassette. And my parents made me delete the entire fucking thing except for "Sweet Child of Mine." I fucking pleaded my mother.
Well, I have a funny story about it too, actually. God, how old was I when that came out? I must have only been like 11 or 12 when it came out, so I was still like under the parental umbrella, and I couldn't really make my own choices. But I somehow convinced my grandparents to buy me 2 Live Crew, as nasty as they wanted, because it was like, oh my God, they swear and they talk about tits and vaginas, and oh my God. So my grandma bought me that, not knowing what was going on. So my dad found out that I had that, and he lost his fucking mind. Made me return it and exchange it for another one, and I got Appetite for Destruction, because he figured, okay, rock music, no big deal, right? Well, everybody knows some of the topics on that album. They involve swearing and different whatever, but Dad didn't listen to it. We're all good, and that's sort of what hooked me on metal music, to be honest, man. Like, every track on that CD or cassette, whatever you had it on back then, was a good track. Like,
Yeah.
there's not much to fast forward on that cassette, and I'm really stoked to finally see GNR live in a couple months here.
Yep.
I hope they play most of that album, because to me, it's their best album for 100%. So,
Speaking of GNR, did you see them butcher Black Hole Sun?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
yeah, yeah. I don't even.
It's nice. It's nice that Cornell had that effect on the world, but yeah, if you can't do it, don't do it.
Exactly. So I also heard too, GNR announced the opening bands for the next leg of the tour here. I know the Deftones are doing some dates on the West Coast in the States. Vancouver gets Royal Blood, which is really cool, because I haven't had a chance to check them out yet. They're a 2-person band, and they're loud as fuck, so I'm pretty cool. Like, it's going to be cool to check them out. I do feel bad for the rest of Canada, though, because you get Our Lady Peace, and Our Lady Peace sucks, man.
Oh,
so,
man.
unfortunately, I don't know what GNR was thinking there, making Our Lady Peace open a metal show, but yeah, sorry, or Eastern Canada, you got the shit end of that stick, so.
Yeah. Well, I guess they're pretty popular out in Eastern Canada.
20 years ago.
Wow. That's debatable. I mean, I don't know any Eastern Canada people.
What was last record Our Lady Peace put out, do you know? Exactly, you don't. So,
Exactly. It probably had that on there. It was probably the title track.
So anyhow, moving along to our next topic. Sorry, we're trying to rifle through some stuff here just to give you guys an update. We thought last week's show took a little long, and we might have lost some viewers due to that. We're trying to...
You got to drink up.
Just relax, man. I'm talking here. We're trying to sort of streamline everything a little bit to put it into a 15 or 20 minute package for you guys. Hopefully that's okay. Let us know if you like that, or if you prefer the longer form. We're down with either, so whatever you guys want is what we'll do.
Absolutely.
So
leave a comment in the comment section below.
Yeah, just let us know.
You guys, you just positive feedback, negative feedback, anything.
Even if you guys have any ideas of something that you would like to see us do, we're more than welcome to hear that as well. So
yeah.
The next topic I wanted to go on is another little hot button topic for metalheads. I went on Facebook this morning when I woke up, and I saw an article with Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit. I know you guys all know who that is, the backwards red hat guy. They did an article, The Rise and Fall of Limp Bizkit. And I don't know, were you a Bizkit fan?
Briefly. I would say briefly.
Okay, so I was a big Limp Bizkit fan.
You look like a Limp Bizkit fan.
Thanks. Fuck. I was a big Limp Bizkit fan, and I was a fan before Significant Other was famous. I liked their first album, so I was like not the trendy Limp Bizkit fan. The first song I heard them do was their cover of George Michael's Faith, which was awesome.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, they killed that song.
Yeah, and the
Absolutely
$3
killed
Bill
it.
Y'all album was very Korn-esque. It sounded like Korn. I thought it was very fitting for that era. And then they took off, and so Fred Durst sort of outlines their rise and fall and gives the story in this article. We'll put a link up to it. How he was essentially forced to wear the red hat and forced to do things.
Strange.
And I feel actually bad for him in a way, because he actually knows about good music. He really does. He's an intelligent guy. If you read the article, it's on Loudwire. He likes good bands and likes good music, and he was into hip-hop and into metal and didn't want to do half of the shit that they made him do. He didn't want to do rolling with the girl dancers doing that and stuff. He wasn't into it. But unfortunately, the record contract they signed, he had no creative control, I guess you would call it.
Yeah.
He was forced to do this stuff. And essentially that's why Wes Borland left the band, and that's why they are where they are right now, trying to do reunion tours and drum back up some interest. It's not a long article. It took me about 5 minutes to read, but it's really interesting, and I think it would give people a better outlook on how much control a record label has over their artist, which is really unfortunate, because I think that band could have went on to bigger and better things instead of becoming essentially like poppy shit sack and dwindling out. It's unfortunate, and I feel kind of bad for the guy in a way, but it's just the way it goes, I guess, sometimes. But don't hate on Fred Durst. He tried, but
you don't have creative control when you first sign into a record
yeah,
label.
you're basically,
And he I'm guessing, I'm only guessing here, and I'm guessing that he fucking walked in, or he was doing shows in a fucking backwards red hat, and they thought, you know what, this is Fred Durst.
yeah, like,
This is who you're going to be.
he actually talks about it, and he didn't want to wear the red hat. He wore it for one show, and then they were doing some festival, and he looked in the crowd and saw all these muscled up douche rods wearing the backwards red hat.
okay,
And he says in the article, he thought to himself, this is fucking it, we're done. And sure enough, they got commercial success, and the label was like, do this, and you're always wearing that red hat. And they essentially got fucked out of that deal.
It's your gimmick, right?
Exactly, and it's really too bad, man. I hate to see that, because you listen to his story. He was a tattooer. He liked good music. He liked good hip-hop, the early 90s hip-hop that everybody should like, not the shit that's out now, like Drake and all that garbage. Smart guy, and it's unfortunate, I think, so too bad. But check the article out. It's a good read.
We will put the link to that article in the description below.
For sure. So next topic, go ahead.
Meeting artists.
Yes, we both met a few, as you can tell by our Instagram.
Yeah, meeting artists. So we're thinking paying for meet and greets, meeting them out back behind the bus, and things like that. So I'm one of those people that I have paid for a number of meet and greets.
Likewise.
A lot of them were Black Label. I won't pay for a Black Label meet and greet anymore, but that's another story.
How would you put it? I think when you pay for a meet and greet, I'll use the most expensive one I've done was Slipknot in Las Vegas. Meeting arena bands outside an arena is tough. There's security everywhere, so I figured I'm just going to pay for it and meet them, be happy with it, because you got a whole bunch of free shit with it too. It was $400 US, but that also gave you the ticket to the concert, a shitload of merch. You got to meet the guys, get a free whatever signed. It was worth it for me. Excuse me, maybe not for everybody, but you show up to the venue early. They give you private merch shopping, so you don't have to deal with fucking lineups or nothing, which is kind of nice too. On top of the $200 worth of merch they gave you, which was awesome.
Yeah.
They put us into this air-conditioned tent, and they had like some food and some fucking Rockstar drinks or whatever. And then like the band members just sort of filtered through. Unfortunately, you only got 5 band members, which pissed me off a little bit, because if I'm paying $400, I want all of them.
You want to meet them all.
For sure. But it was cool, man. Like, they were super nice. They took time with everybody. Corey and Sid were the best out of all of them. They each took 5-10 minutes with everybody. It took a little while to get them through the 40 people that were there.
Yeah, that's cool.
But I appreciate Corey Taylor. Like, he took the time to ask you where you're from and what you're doing, and he just wanted to learn about you, which I appreciate for sure. Same with Sid. The one dickhead that was there was Chris Fenn, you might know him as Clown, or sorry, not Clown, Dick Nose there. He,
Dick Nose.
You say, hey, Chris, nice to meet you, and there was just nothing back. It was like a hey. And like, I don't know if he was hungover that day or tired because it was near the end of the tour, but man, I paid some good money, so put a fucking smile on your face. Say, hey, how's it going? Sign my shit. Just be pleasant about it, right? You don't need to be a cocksucker. So, Chris Fenn, you probably never watch this, but if you do, man, I'm a big fan. I have a matching tattoo like you, so lighten up at the fucking or the meet and greets, buddy. Like, it's good money.
So was that the best meet and greet you've been to?
No. The best meet and greet I've been to, and I think you were actually at this meet and greet before I met you. It was Black Label Society at the Vogue before they got all shitty on their meet and greets.
Yeah.
So we go in, and Zach and the boys did, I think it was like a 4 or 5 song private set for us, like an acoustic set.
Absolutely.
And that was amazing. It was so good, man. Like, it was, I couldn't believe it. Like, I was there with my brother-in-law, Jeff, and we were just like, holy fuck, we're getting like these songs for free, and this is awesome. And then you go get a picture with them, and you get ruffled through for your autographs, and they all sign whatever you want. It was really awesome, man.
Yeah, just picture Zach in front of a piano with a Canadian chapter hoodie and a toque on, and well, in America you guys call him a beanie, but just he's joking around. It's kind of a bit of a comedy show at the same time. Remember,
they had fun with
a few stories. And he's always talking about his prostate and fucking,
the man root.
Yeah, Pound and Barb and stuff like that. Barb, we love you. But yeah, no, it was a great meet and greet. Probably one of my favorites.
Let me interrupt you for a second. The best thing I could compare it to would be like if you go on a camping trip with a bunch of your friends, and somebody brings a guitar and he sits there around the campfire and plays the guitar and you bullshit. Yeah, that's what it felt like to me.
Yeah, I know, I get that.
It was awesome.
Worst meet and greet was Megadeth, and dude, I got the meet and greet package as a birthday gift to me from one of my best friends, and we went down and we all got stuffed in a room. There was about 150 of us. We had a couple of free drinks before the meet and greet, and all of a sudden the meet and greet people come out and they go, okay, so Megadeth is going to come in soon. You cannot shake their hands because their hands are their tools.
What?
And you're all gonna line up. You're gonna say hi to everybody, and you're gonna get a picture taken, and then that's it.
No autographs or nothing.
No autographs. We got a pre-autographed poster, and or a lithograph as they call them, and that was basically what it was. So
how much was it?
It was roughly about $200. They came out, and you weren't allowed any photography when they were in the room.
What?
So every bit of photos that they took were all done by them, and then they sent them to you.
That's fucking stupid.
It was nice to see them and meet them, and I know that's not Megadeth's doing. That was the VIP company, and. But I went up there. I shook every single one of their hands. I didn't give a fuck. And,
good for you. Good.
And Dave Mustaine looks at Stephanie. My wife is a short little girl, and she's covered in tattoos. And Dave says to her,
they also have a CD out, Ever Real. Check it out.
Yes, Ever Real. They look at my wife. Dave looks at my wife, and he goes, "I could stare at you all day."
Ew, he's creepy, man.
But he's talking about her tattoos and stuff like that, right? And I just thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, right, that's it. Tattoos.
But it was literally the worst meet and greet. But we did get to see Motorhead that night, so I would have much rather have met Lemmy, honestly.
I don't think I have a.
Hell yeah, I agree.
I don't think I have a worse meet and greet. I haven't done a ton of them. I have had some experiences meeting bands outside of a venue. I don't know, for you punk heads out there, I went to Vegas to see the Summer Nationals tour with Offspring, Pennywise, and Bad Religion, and I'm a huge Pennywise guy. I got their logo tattooed right there. And lo and behold, I'm checking into the Hard Rock, and their tour bus pulls up, and out pops Jim, the lead singer. Super fucking cool guy. I'm like, hey Jim, can I get a picture? He came over, put his arm around me, got a picture, shot the shit for a couple minutes. Lo and behold, the day goes by. My friend and I, Mike in Vegas there, hey Mike, if you're watching, we go to the show and we walk out back to the merch booth to pick up some shit, and Jim's walking around the hallway greeting everybody. He's like, oh hey Canada, how's it going? He remembered me from earlier in the day, which was really rad. And he's like, come to the after party, come to the after party. So he took us to the after party, and then I was able to see him there, and I met Jay Bentley from Bad Religion, who is another one of my favorite punk bands. Totally down to earth guys. I found that the punk guys are pretty chilled out. They're not well, they're famous, but they're not famous, you know?
Yeah, no, I get
And
it.
another great after the show venue meet I had was David Draymond with Disturbed. Our picture of that's on our Instagram.
Yeah.
He was wicked, man. There's 7 or 8 of us waiting outside after sound check. He came out. We were all across the street because we didn't know, and he's like, "Oh, come over," and he was really appreciative. He was like, "Man, thank you for waiting out here to visit with me."
That's cool.
Took time with everybody, signed whatever you wanted, took as many photos as you wanted. Thanked us all for coming there, and I think it's just when you see an artist in public, or if you're trying to meet them when it's not a paid meet and greet, be respectful, man. Like, don't rush up to them and hey, just sort of give them the eye, and if you see them having a beer or whatever, say, "Hey, Mr. So-and-so, is it cool if I got a picture?" They say no, just walk away politely. Don't be a cock about it, because you don't know what they've been through that day. We all have shitty days. We all have busy lives. So do they. Chill out on it, right?
Speak about meeting them out back by the bus. It was Gigantour a few years ago, and Black Label was playing. Hell Yeah was there. And it was Device. Jesus Christ,
yeah.
fucking horse
David
shit
Draymond's other band, Disturbed number 2.
So we're hanging out back, and we didn't have meet and greets for Black Label that day. It was the first one that we didn't pay for, and we're out back, and they just so happened to have their meet and greet during Hell Yeah's set, and we talked about this last week. How Hell Yeah is one of the best bands on any bill, and so we're hanging out back by the bus, and there's a couple of people that we always see at the meet and greets and shit like that. And JD comes out, Nick Cantney's comes out, and we're both talking to JD and Nick Cantney's. They're hanging behind the tape, and we're just shooting the shit. Well, we had met them like, I don't know, like 4 times before, and they starting to know who we are, right? So I had this 5-minute long conversation with Nick Cantney's about The Last of Us, the video game. And I thought it's cool when you can break down that barrier where you're not like, oh, what kind of guitar do you play? It was personal, and we were talking about just whatever. It's like, because he doesn't want to talk about amps and guitars,
Exactly.
all day long. He wants to talk about whatever he wants
Normal
to talk
shit.
about. So he was talking about a video game, and I'm like, dude, did you play The Last of Us? And he's like, fuck that, man. I have been hooked on that game for like the last 3 days. And I'm like, dude, you just like. It was just nice to have that conversation with him and get
real life talk.
Yeah, and get past the starstruck.
Yeah,
starstruck with somebody.
For sure.
But Zach wouldn't come out. He didn't want it because people had paid for a meet and greet, and he didn't want to meet people without them paying.
Okay. So like I say, if you see the people out in the street, you give them like a friendly, "Hey, how's it going? Can I grab a picture?" If they say no, they might be with their families, they might be on their way to something, just accept it, say, "Hey, thank you, thanks for making great music," and move along, man, because we all have bad days. You have them, I have them, they have them too. They're real people. So just remember that.
Absolutely.
Let's see, what's next here? Closing thoughts. I guess we're going to wrap it up for today.
Yeah.
We do have our new segment we want to start doing, which is the Fuck You of the week. Today is a good sporting idol, Tiger Woods. Fuck you, dude. What are you doing? So you had so much promise. You were 19, 20, became a pro golfer, made a shitload of money, married a beautiful lady, had a nice family, and you go and fuck hookers, and you got caught, and it's just been a downward spiral. And then I see this morning you're busted for DUI. Be smart about it, dude. Like, you're trying to make a golf comeback. You keep bowing out of tournaments due to injury and this and that and the next thing. The fuck is wrong with you, man? You had your life made. It's people like you, Tiger Woods, that piss me off, because the low guys like me and Joel and probably most people watching this video, we don't make a shit ton of money. We have to bust our humps for everything we get. You had everything handed to you from playing a fucking sport you love, and you pissed it away, you dumb motherfucker. Be smart, dude. Smarten up. Fuck you, dummy.
Right quick before we go, I want to say where I got the shirt from.
Yes.
The Moose Pub in Vancouver. If you guys have never been there and you guys are West Coast Canadians, you guys got to check out the Moose. Right down on Nelson and Granville. These shirts are available for $25 a piece. I think they have them in small to XL.
Yeah, no double XL.
No
Moose.
double
What the
XL
fuck?
for this.
I went downtown from here to get a double XL, and you didn't have one. You should have one made and send it to me, because I want to wear it. I want to support your restaurant, man.
Yeah. Bruce Dickinson's been there. A lot of famous people hang out there. In fact, I hung out with Brian Posehn one night after a comedy show. Super nice guy. Was more than welcome to just have a sit at his table, and we got to talk to him for a while.
Awesome.
He talked to my wife about his band, Ever Real, by the way, again, and yeah, it was super fun.
Everything on the menu is $6. You can't beat that. The food there is delicious.
Yeah.
It's good portions, $6. You can't beat it. They have great drinks, all the cold beer. They serve Lucky Lager, so if you're in Canada, you know what Lucky Lager is. They have it there, so go check it out, man. It's a good place.
Unfortunately, you get fucked up on Lucky Lager. It's not a good day. It's not a good day the next day.
Well, to our American friends, though, we drink, booze is right. We drink good beer up here, so any of our American friends that come to Canada, watch out, man, because our beer is double yours, so be careful, be careful. Anyhow, I think that does it for this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I just want to give a quick shout out to all of the people who have liked our program, have followed us on Instagram and YouTube subscribers. There's a few people I'd like to thank. Danger, again, you had some kind words. Dirk Rimmen, tattooer from Las Vegas, you had some very kind words as well, and we're looking forward to coming to see you in October. And everybody else, friends, family, new friends, new family, thank you for liking our program. We hope that you continue to watch, tell your friends, subscribe, like us, and we're going to keep doing this for you. So
yes, you guys remember to comment, like, subscribe, and share, and check out a Tout Le Monde.
Ginger Tears.
Yeah, 4.5%.
Oh, what's that? Do you hear that? I almost hear him screaming "fuck Metallica" in there. I don't know.
Oh, it did.
I know, right?
It did.
Ginger Tears. Try it. It's good.
Cheers,
Cheers,
brother.
buddy. Take care, guys.
Yeah, peace out, guys.